Unfortunately, the world has turned out to be like a bar. You know how in the bar you need to take the attention of the bartender to serve you, right? This is the number one skill that you want to learn. Moving on forward, you need to learn how to take attention. If you don't know how to get attention, you're not going to be able to get clients for your business. Complete professional success depends on attention because we live in an attention economy. And on the personal side, things are completely matching. It's the same experience. It is very hard to get attention as an individual to find a partner, find a girl, find a wife. You need to learn somehow to start getting attention. You do understand that you actually making Wall Street every single day rich, right? You do understand that if the individual investor is not on the market directly or indirectly through the pension funds, Wall Street, to be able to make money, has to trade against Wall Street. And when you put all the smart guys in one room, no one will bet anything because they all know the game. Whoever speaks first, whoever acts first, loses. Some people get attention by being crazy. Other people get attention by being creative. You know, they throw a bucket of painting and they start moving the colors. They're very creative. They dress colorful. They have some skill. You need to find a way to get attention. Other people play dumb. They go on the streets, they make jokes, they make sketches, whatsoever. Everyone, in some way, found a path where they're gonna attract attention, which later they monetize. And when I speak about monetization, I'm not only speaking about finances. Monetizing the attention could be in a favorable way in your personal life, right? Let's say, as a man, you understand that everything is a numbers game, right? The more women you met, the greater chance to meet the right one, right? Where for the women, the equation works against them. The more men they met actually works against their interests and their image. So you need to understand what game you're trying to win, what are the rules in this game, and how you can apply your personal character. I'm not talking to you to be fake. I'm not talking to you to be somebody or trying to be somebody that you're not, because you're going to lose this game. You see this every single day. So many people are so obviously fake, and they're fake and they copy other people. They are ingenuine and they lose the game. They fail and they disappear from the social media or from the public scene. This is what you have to break down the process into small steps that you understand. You compact the process with genuine moves, exactly who you are and what works for your own goals, and then you get things accomplished. This is why you see very, very successful people are speaking about success, that everything somehow happened very easy for them. Somehow they became very successful. They're very happy. One business, second business, third business, serial entrepreneurs. And everyone wonders, I can't even build a single business. This guy or these people have built multiple. Why? Because they were genuine to themselves. Look at Elon Musk. He could have, buy 17 islands in the Bahamas when he sold the PayPal to eBay, not bothering about building electric vehicle cars or space or Neuralink or the underground tunnels, but he was genuine to himself. Okay? He was genuinely interested in all these weird technologies that didn't exist. This is why he's so successful. I bet you now understand that you need to follow your passion. Stupid cliche, but this gives you unfair advantage because you can proceed following something that you like and enjoy much longer than following something that you don't, right? So many people know that the people on Wall Street are making the most money, but everyone knows that the job sucks. Everyone knows that it's very stressful. These people actual life is miserable, right? Their colleagues are fake. The job is kind of dissatisfying. It's kind of artificially uh, processed, right? You don't really feel that you create value. You just feel that you process information online and you extract value from this information before everyone else on the market. You make tons of money, but I guarantee you these people do not feel fulfilled at the end of the day. Everyone knows that these people make money. And again, smart people say, it's not for me. Smart people. Everyone knows the truth, but the smart people said, this is not my genuine character. This is not really who I am, right? This is why the really, really successful people, they make their life very easy. It's very, very easy. Like if you have fun, I watched Jake Paul a couple of weeks ago, like interview, short interview. You can say whatever you want for him. The guy made tons of money. And he made tons of money by having fun, playing dumb, stupid sketches, stupid videos, skits, boxing. He basically made his own life very easy because everything that he did was something that he liked doing. He liked making jokes. He liked making feel stupid, the stupid guy on the video or the stupidest guy in the room. He didn't care. He didn't care, and this is probably the two levels that actually send him in completely different level. Even Andrew Tate doesn't make fun of him anymore. He said, I respect Jake Paul, I respect this, respect that. Again, you can even learn from Jake Paul, regardless of what people say. He didn't care what people said. Number one reason for success. If he was listening, paying attention, what the media, what this, what that, he wouldn't be where he is right now. Second thing, his brother was more successful than him. And, he was able to escape from his shadow. Again, it takes a character to build a character. And now you can bet he's more famous than his brother. This again proves the point that you can start from zero and build some profile that is very successful and fulfilling as long as you make your life easy. How you make your life easy? By being genuine. I like to do this, this, and this. If there's an opportunity where I can actually work in these niches, I will put all of my time, all of my energy, and I will provide as much as information or value or quality if I sell products or services, because I really don't mind. Same thing Steve Jobs. He enjoyed doing the marketing. Simple layout, simple packaging, very clean design, big picture, less words. Remember when they released the first MacBook, it was just one envelope, and it was the MacBook halfway through, and it says the world's thinnest MacBook. Remember, there is no interest, there is no intrinsic interest for these other people that you don't know to help you make money. There is no interest for them to share with you what is good or bad investment. There is no interest for these other people to actually share with you what they're doing, what they're buying, what they're selling, what they're holding. They don't earn anything by letting you in. And remember, if you watched the Wall Street movie part 1, Gordon Gekko said you're either in or you're out. There is no middle position. So if you're not on Wall Street within the general source of information, you're outside. Meaning everything that you will hear, CNBC, Yahoo Finance, Bloomberg, even if you have Bloomberg terminal, you think that you have a prime source of information that is actually real-time available and will help you to do something that no one else will be able to take advantage at the very moment? No. The main idea, I don't want to use specific terms, but every single trade requires exit liquidity, requires particular amount of funds to be put on the market on the buy side, so all the Wall Street will be able to sell. If there is no buyers and sellers on the market, then You have these people that you see on Wall Street walking around, the market makers with the small tablets, right? They're making the market. Their job is to buy on the market when no one wants to buy. There's a crash, they have to build liquidity. And their job is to sell when no one else wants to sell. Because the stocks are going higher, people are greedy, they don't want to sell. But there are other people on the other side who want to buy at the very moment. But if there is no liquidity, if there are no shares, you cannot buy. Understand? So to go back to the original example, that Wall Street needs you to be on the market active, regardless, managing your own portfolio, picking stocks, or investing through your uh, retirement account, through your probably pension fund. The main idea is that you simply cannot rely on the information that is provided for single security, for overall industry or niche, because you are always behind. And on the financial markets, information is absolutely everything. Information is more important than capital. This is what a lot of people think. A lot of people say and believe that you need money to make money. No, you need information to make money. Because if you have the right information and if you're sure about this information, people can go and get a loan. You can go and get a personal loan, not a financial advice, if you're 100% sure that something it is going to happen. But if you flip the scenario where people say you need money to make money, yes, you might have capital, you might work for 5 years, saved up some money, but if you don't have the information, you're still one of many on the market, helping Wall Street to get richer and richer. And remember, Wall Street is not only making money actively or proactively trading against you or bringing you on the market. Wall Street also makes money on the actual infrastructure where there are small fees here and there. You may be using your investment bank, or you might be using the brokerage that is attached or created or managed by your bank. And there are small fees associated with this, right? So they're always passive way of Wall Street profiting from you. And remember, for people who are not so sophisticated or really interested to study the markets, they buy a basket of stocks. They buy the ETFs. They buy S&P 500 for the US market, and they buy separate ETFs for the Chinese tech market. They want to get the full exposure. And each one of these are actually very, very interesting and pretty diversified options. But each one comes with different expense ratio. How much this particular ETF charges you to manage your portfolio. And if you look at the American most famous ETFs that track and match the performance of S&P 500, you will see a very little 0.2, 0.3, 0.4%. When you look at the ETFs that are linked to the Chinese tracking technology sector, you will see expense ratio of 0.28, 0.30, 0.40%. And this all adds up. Because if for 2025, a lot of these Chinese ETFs outperform, let's say the VTO or VOO, right? The American markets, the Vanguard ETFs. Comparison is between 15% on VOO or VTO, the American stock market S&P tracking ETFs, versus 28, 30% for the Chinese tech sector. Sure, the market is much smaller, the velocity of money is greater, the government in China also pumps much more money into the economy. But having all this information, you can really make a much better decision. Sure, let's say 1 year, your cost expense for being an owner of this ETF will be around $200, $280 on the Chinese ETF. But if this particular ETF return you double the money of the American one, it's only $20, $25.6. But if the return is double, let's say you put 100,000 on the Vanguard ETFs, you made 15%, you made $15,000. You made 15% on the 100K, it's $15,000. Same $100,000 on the Chinese could be 28, could be $30,000. Sure, you paid greater fee, $200+ per year for expense ratio, but you definitely get a greater return. And this is not the rule of thumb, right? This is just numbers for the last year. the current expense ratios. And this is how some people really, they just focus on their professions and they're not interested in the financial markets. They don't really care about what are the news. They don't really care about what new industries going up or down, what new partnerships are building between IBM, AMD, OpenAI, NVIDIA, Tesla, right? They don't really follow up with all these. This is why I want to explain to you that I want you to be very cautious with all the information that is coming right in front of you, trying to encourage you to do something, to look into precious metals, particular stocks, niches, industries. Uh, they have come so far that sometimes, even here on YouTube, you will see the CEOs of particular companies are saying to you, hey, I'm the CEO of this energy company or this company or that company. And they're looking for investors, right? This is how far have come to look for something like this. So be very careful and cautious and do not ever put more than 10% trust in anything that you see on the financial media. Do your own research and due diligence.